engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Hello, Jobfather Nation. We are excited to be back this week. And just a reminder, NTX Radio is a radio and podcast collective proudly serving all of North Texas and can be heard all over the world on the TuneIn Radio and on the NTX Radio app. You can listen via Android, Apple CarPlay, Alexa, or any online platform. With that being said, we are excited to be a part of NTX Radio, amplifying the voices of North Texas. And before we jump into our exciting show today, let's bow our head for a quick word of prayer. Father God, we just thank you for the privilege to serve the job seeker and job network community. We just ask, Lord, you would open up doors, help each individual build the right fruit, and help us to honor you in our steps. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, Foster and I have a very exciting show for you today. We have Nikki Duncan, PMP and BSM, on our radio show, who's going to be sharing a deep dive into delivering basically a value proposition, which is in essence our way of showing our value and why we should be chosen for an opportunity over other candidates out in the market. But before we get to Miss Nikki, we have a few updates and announcements. I will turn over to Foster because I'm sure he's eager to share his dad joke with us. And I don't know why my camera keeps going in and out. I will do my best with it.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Jobfather, Job Seeker Network Radio. And we're, like Dana said, we're here to get you guys an advantage, strategies, all that kind of stuff to get us selected for these jobs that we get excited about that we're a good fit for. And we've got Miss Nikki Duncan with us today. And, Nikki is going to talk to us about this value proposition that we're talking. I talk about it all the time. You guys have heard me talk about it here. But Nikki is a director of operations at the same time with all those PMPs and MPSs and all those other things that Dana said she had. So, okay, before I move on, there's Alice Carrillo is with us. We got Yolanda Chen. We've got Angela. Hey, Angela. Good morning, everybody. Rex is with us. The folks over in Germany are with us. Hey, Matthew. Hey, man. Thanks for being with us each week. And you know what? let me see what how Dana acts with my dad joke this morning. You guys were approaching Thanksgiving, and I think I ought to kind of have it a little bit Thanksgiving-y. Is that a word, Nikki? I don't know.
I think it's a
Thanksgiving.
made up word, Foster.
Oh my god, I think I just made it up, but I don't think we're going to
If you
find it.
think about it, weren't all words made up
Roget's.
at some point?
I don't think we're going to find it Roget's thesaurus or any of those things. Yeah, oh my god, I might be dating myself when I'm talking about Roget's thesaurus. But anyway, guys, think about this real good. What does a turkey's cell phone sound like when it rings?
Gobble gobble.
Oh, that's pretty good. Dana's trying.
Hmm.
See, that was the first thing that came to my head was
That's the
gobble
first
gobble.
thing. Okay. Now, wing, wing, wing.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Come on now. This is dad joke hour, so or hour, whatever it is, guys. But
That's hilarious.
I
Uh-huh.
want to go to Dana and see if she wants to share a certain job that she may be looking for. Dana is active. We're both active recruiters, but Dana works for Beacon Oral Specialists with an S, guys. There's a lot of them. They're all over the place. And Dana, you got anything you want to share with us?
Yes, we do. We still have a financial full-time financial analyst with Beacon
Okay.
Oral Specialists. It's a very collaborative, dynamic role that requires a heavy amount of stakeholder management and conversations. We also
Oh,
have a full-time payment poster. This is all healthcare based, must have previous healthcare experience in revenue cycle management. Otherwise, it's just not, we can't dedicate the time to train if the background is not insurance. And then we have a healthcare insurance accounts receivable has to have the healthcare insurance. It's not an option. We have those three roles full time with Beacon Oral Specialist located right here at the corner of 635 and 75 here in Dallas. And then if you go to Caris Life Sciences, they typically have a lot of positions here locally in revenue cycle management, marketing, and numerous different healthcare areas. So take a look at their website as well. The website for Beacon is Beacon Oral Specialists with an S at the end.com. And then there's Caris Life
oh yeah.
Sciences.com. CARIS, Life Sciences with an S at the end.com. So those are two great organizations to look into.
hmm You guys go check out Caris Life Sciences and Beacon Oral Specialists. Check out when you're applying for a job, guys. It's a strong suggestion from Foster that you check out their websites, and there are neat things that are posted on websites about companies that a lot of people that work there don't even know. So when you're in an interview, you might tell somebody something about their company they don't even know. I see who else we've got. Kathleen McGregor that is joined us. Hey, Kathleen. I love Kathleen because her last name reminds me of all of our people that are listening from McGregor, Texas, where I'm from right now. Kathleen is representing our
Yeah.
on with her last name, and she spells it right. So,
Hmm.
hey, Kathleen. All right. So, guys, I've told you guys, I made you laugh. I made you roll your eyes in your head with the dad joke and all that. So, I'm going to share something with you. Bear with me just a second. My buddy called me. He had his HR manager, Brandy White, give me a call from. His name is Bill Woods, and
Okay.
he owns Woods Distribution out in Alliance, and they're currently looking very strongly right now to hire a general manager. And they've got a 3PL warehouse out there and an operations manager, Nikki. And you know what? They're also looking for a freight broker. I mean, this is supply chain and logistics company. I helped Bill start that company probably about 12 years ago when I met him in the industry, and we're buddies. He's a wonderful Christian man. I'm telling you guys, he's a really good guy. I'd love to work for Bill. And check out Woods Distribution, guys. And if you have, I'm going to be posting those possessions. I just got them. He just called me. I just got them. I'm going to be posting them on searchforyouinc.com. As soon as we hang up here, that's going to be my
That's
next.
awesome.
That's my next project. So I don't want to take all of Nikki's time. So guys, there is Nikki. There she is right there. See her? All right. Wave. Yay, Nikki. So guys, it is very important for you guys to understand what value proposition. w- uh, If you have a value proposition, you are applying for the right position. A lot of times, and Dana and I talk about this all the time. When we don't have a job, there's pressure on us, guys. And you know what? That pressure makes us, and we don't necessarily make the best decisions when we're under pressure. But I can tell you one thing: when you're applying for those jobs that you're iffy about, you're not going to hear from those people. If you're not excited about that position, let's think about the psychology of why you're excited about that position,
Hmm.
because you know you're a good fit for that thing. You know that you probably do bring something in your
Yep.
experience that will be in addition to what that company is doing, or maybe they haven't done that before. And hey, Dan Martinez, hey, I don't want to miss you, brother.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, I love it. I love it. So, and Miss Capital One, I don't know who Miss Capital One is, but yay. Uh, but Nikki, let's talk about it. What is it about? Why should we do this? What does it look like?
Yeah.
How do we approach that?
Which of those questions do you want me to answer first? Why should we do it? What does it look like?
You know
I
me,
think
brother.
I think it makes sense we start what it is.
God.
I think Nikki, we start with what it is,
Yeah.
and then we go
Yes,
to why
let's
we
do it.
should do it.
Yeah.
For me, the value proposition is what I bring to the way I look at it is what I bring to the table, no matter what table I'm sitting at.
Yeah.
It is unique to me. It's, the way I was describing it to somebody recently. If you're a reader and you have favorite authors,
Mhm.
and you know who that author is, even if you took the cover off of the page and didn't have their name in it, you know who that author is because of the way they write and speak and tell their story. That is their narrative voice. And our value proposition is kind of our own unique narrative voice. It's
Yeah.
how we do things, how we communicate, what we bring to every table. So for me, whether I was volunteering for my kids' schools or raising my children or work or even volunteering for the job seeker network the volunteer work that I do for them, or volunteering for my PMI chapter, the Project Management Institute chapter, all of it. I bring the same thing to every role in my life. And that is that I lead from my heart, and I always want to help, and I always want to make things, I want to leave people, places, and processes better than I found them.
You do, Nikki. That is
And
accurate. Yeah.
thanks. That is my value proposition. That's not to say other people don't do the same thing and make things better than they found them, but it's how I do it. And I always lead from heart, and I always put people first and ask a lot of questions. And so that's the what, and I guess that's the what of it, right?
Yeah.
It's how to do
Yeah.
it. That's the what
Yeah.
of it. So the second question is, why should we have it? We should have it for a couple of reasons, right? We need to be able to talk about ourselves. When we're job seekers and people say, what do you do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need to be able to talk about ourselves in a concise way, not
You
a
hit
way
the
that
key.
takes 45 minutes. We've got to,
Thank you.
brevity is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And
100%.
right. And it's so much easier to say, I'm an operations director who likes to leave people, places, and processes better than I found them. Right? People can remember
Absolutely.
that.
Oh yeah, you remember that, especially
But
when you've
if
been taught that by your parents.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, yeah.
yes,
I mean, it
yes,
is. It's very true. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, one of my daughters, she's so funny. Well, both of my daughters, they really love to tell stories, and they're always long-winded. And I always find myself going, can we shorten that? Like, what's the point of this story?
Yeah.
And if we're in a networking event like South Lake Focus Group or First Go Connect or any of the other networking events we go to, if somebody says, "What do you do?" I have asked people that question, "What do you do?" And then they start talking about what they do, and 5 minutes later, I'm glazed over and I have no idea what they
I
said.
know. Yeah.
I know what you're saying. And what you bring up is a good point because recruiters are busy. They've often
Oh,
got
oh my God.
numerous recs, hundreds of candidates between all their recs. The brevity piece, it's critical. And if you can't get to the point and what you share, everything that comes out of your mouth, if it's not driving value, don't let it come out of your mouth.
Right.
Otherwise you're wasting their time and they're going to glaze over and pass on you and go to the next candidate.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. Yes. So that's the why and the what of the value proposition. How do you find the value proposition? Mine was a lengthy process,
Yeah.
I
and
bet. Yeah.
I learned it the hard way because I didn't know about this radio show or South Lake Focus Group or Frisco Connect
Yeah.
or the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group. I
Ah.
didn't know about any of these groups.
Boy, you took a
Mhm.
When
rocket ship to a different planet. My God.
I
That's
did,
too funny.
I learned it all the hard way. I was visiting all the planets. I was trying to find planets that didn't exist. All the things.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that one didn't. There was no life on that planet. Let's try another one.
There you
Um,
go.
It's funny you bring that up because guys, job seekers, come on now. We're applying for jobs when we're nervous because we don't have a job. We're applying for a whole lot of things. Probably more than half of
Yeah.
what we're applying for. We know we're not going to be the one they choose. What are you applying for? What are you wasting your time for, guys? So here's the thing: if you're going to apply for something, you want to work for something. Don't you think you need to know a little bit about where you're going or why you're telling somebody you want to work there? Are you going to examine that website of that company and learn as much as you can about that company? Now, we're going to say, because Nikki and I were talking on Tuesday at Frisco Connect, we're going to say that we found a topic. See, Nikki's an operations director. So if she sees an operations director position that's posted, and by the way, guys, Nikki is available to be hired right now. So I,
Mhm.
I just had to get that out there, Nick. And that Nikki sees this posting and she says, okay, let me see about this. What company is it? Let me go to the company website, check out the company. Let me see if there's something that I start developing in my mind as to, okay, you guys are looking for an operations director. Well, what is it that you do? Is there something that I can glean from your website that you do differently from everybody else, all your competition that's out there? And
Yeah.
if it's something that Nikki has done in the past, she's got probably some stories to share. And if she can get that interview, she arranges her resume to where a lot of that value prop is on there. Hey, I am an operations director. I saw your operations director posting, and this is what you guys do. And I've been in this arena for 10 years. I'm thinking about Mez. Mez was in oil and gas for 10 years when I met her.
mhm.
And you guys, we need to put A and B together and make sense. Talk apples to apples, and oranges to oranges, or any
So
other fruit.
important. Mhm.
Yeah, because Dana and I go through this all the time, and I don't want to take up so much of Nikki's time, but we got Nikki for the whole show, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, let me tell y'all something. Do you know that for most of the positions that are out there, if Foster got 100 resumes, you would be surprised at how many of those resumes are not people that I want to talk to.
Yeah.
It's a misfire, and you have a few anyway. And
Sorry.
Dana's probably got something she wants to say on that because we go through so many
Yeah.
candidates, guys.
Yeah. It's when you're in the job search right now, it's while the market is continually getting better and better, it's still an employer's market, meaning there's more supply than
Oh
there
yeah,
is demand of jobs. So
yeah, yeah.
you have to more than ever um position yourself with value by making sure your resume clearly communicates why you are qualified for the job you're applying to. And if someone can't just look at your resume and see your qualifications as it relates to the job description you're applying to, then before you apply, go in and fix it. When it comes to having conversations and interviews, again, value driven explanations.
Yeah.
If I'm sharing, when I answer the question of the interviewer, am I driving value or am I filling a void with words? And recruiters are busy. They do not have time to fill voids with words. They need to get to the point. They need to know if you're
Yeah.
qualified or not, so that they can either send you or pass on you. And so that is the reality of it.
It is reality
Can
of
I
it.
can I say one thing though, real quick?
Of
The
course.
Absolutely
yeah.
not.
Too bad. We'll do it anyway. How about that?
Go, Nikki. Go, 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 go. You're smarter than me. You go.
No, so quick thing here is the elephant in the room, especially as a job seeker, and we've all been there as job seekers. You have to know what you want as a job seeker. You have to know where you want to
Hello.
Mhm.
live. You
Yes.
want to
Yes.
know, you need to know, are you mobile? Are you willing to travel? What industry you are willing to work in? Because I know I have a lot of different skills that are transferable. But if you, as a job seeker, are a squirrel on roller or an octopus on roller skates, you're not going to get anywhere. So you have to know as a person where you want to be, what industries you want to focus on, and go from there. Because otherwise, you're
That's
just
so
going to be
true.
wasting not just your time, but the recruiter's time, like they said. So I just wanted to put that out there.
No, I
Well,
love
you know,
that,
you're
Mez,
right,
because
Maz. Yeah.
it is so important, even if you don't fully know what you want, fake it till you make it. Because employers want to feel like they're hiring people that are driven, focused, have goals, know who they are, what they want, and that they're going to be able to come in and get the job done. The secret sauce is, are you able to think outside the box? Are you able to drive execution of whatever is assigned to you? Do you know how to
Uh-huh.
communicate in a way to get it done and build good relationships? And if you can do those things, regardless of what field you're in, you're going to set yourself apart from most of your peers anyway.
Right. Well, and I think when I was identifying my value proposition, I didn't even start out trying to identify my value proposition. I started out trying to identify, like Mez is saying, knowing what I want.
There you
Mm-hmm.
go. Yeah.
And once I identified what I wanted, then it was, how do I bring that? How do I get what I want?
Yeah.
And it was a lengthy process. I mean, it took me longer than it should to
Well,
figure it
it
out.
is.
And
That's okay.
I read
Yeah.
books and I journaled and I attended online work.
Oh, wow.
Whoops. Well, I
That,
think what we're talking about is investing in yourself to learn what you want, right? Or learn
right.
what it is you want, like Mez said.
Right.
You've got to do the research. You've got to put in the effort to understand what your value is, what you want, what you're targeting. When you interview people and they truly don't know what they want, they speak in circles, they're not really adding a lot of value to that conversation. And so sometimes it is a little self journey, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that that's what we were talking about there is the self journey, whether it's taking classes, doing research, and for those that are listening out there, if you need to do research, don't spend you can spend hours doing Google, or you can go to Chat GPT and type in exactly what you're wanting or what you need, and it will help you speed along the research, just as a tip. And then Nikki Duncan's in the background. Hopefully Tiff
Yeah,
will
she'll be
let her
back.
back in a second. And we are just excited though to have Nikki, because value proposition is so critical. And I can say, Foster, please tell me what you think. And I'd be interested from the interviewer perspective with Mez. We've
Go
all been
ahead.
on interviews where the person has a good resume, but they go on and on and on and on and on. And
Uh-huh.
I've even made that mistake. And I coach on interviewing. It's an easy mistake to make, no judgment. But if you do that, you can truly lose your
Yeah,
audience.
you can lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to think of interviews like executive speak. You still want to be yourself, right? Let your light shine, but get to the point and drive value. Foster and Mez, what are your thoughts on that?
Look what Matthew said. My thoughts is Matthew says, "Are you coachable?" We can get there, guys, and
Ooh, that's a good one.
We can talk and make sense about things, but are you coachable? Are you willing to learn
That's a good
a
one.
new process or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the supply chain and logistics because my buddy has a supply chain and logistics company that we're just talking about a while ago. So, okay, I've had experience doing this thing. I want to pass that on to the hiring manager, but how do you guys do it where you are? How does this fit into where you are? This idea that I have. I've been there. I'm excited about it. Show your excitement, guys. My
Mhm.
dad used to say, show them your teeth. And you know what?
Just kidding.
No, how do you, if you're not smiling, you're really not conveying that you're
Exactly.
really interested in it if you're not smiling and holding eye contact with them. So, Matthew, I really appreciate that question because
That is a good
all the
one.
time that we're going along, Dana and I, Mez, others of us that make these kind of connections, we have relationships or should or building relationships or should have a relationship with the hiring manager who I used to be. I used to be, God, I guess I still am a hiring manager of sorts. And you know, if somebody's already been there and they
Mhm.
know what works in their environment and they like you and you're making that connection and
Yeah.
you're sharing that you've been there before, you're making that connection. So my question is, okay, if I bring you in here, am I going to be able to coach you how we do it here? I
Exactly.
hope.
Because sometimes
Uh,
what's good for the goose is not exactly what's for the
yeah,
gander. So don't trauma from your last job.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
love it.
yeah,
Oh
but
my God.
sometimes you bring your trauma from the last position into your new
Yeah.
organization, and recruiters don't want to see that. Recruiters want to make sure you're moldable and a good
Yeah.
fit.
I get excited about Dana came along, and I got excited about Dana because me and Dana got along, and I go and tell Mr. Hiring Manager that I have a relationship with. I'm going to say, hey, you need to talk to Dana. He's going to ask me, Foster, why? Because what he's asking me is, Foster, do you understand what I'm really looking for? And is Dana
Yeah.
a good fit for what I'm looking for, what we are trying to do here?
Yeah.
That's what it
Exactly.
is. So when you bring that along, you can glean that out of your conversation in your interview. I know I'm going on, and I hope Nikki can hear me because she's got a lot more when she comes in on the second half. We're getting
Oh
close.
yeah.
We're getting close to commercial, but
Yeah,
but
recruiters want to make sure you match their
yeah,
crazy because everybody's crazy. It's like, are you our flavor of
I know I am. Yeah.
crazy?
All right, no comments, you guys out there. Rex, no comment. I know Rex has got a wonderful question a little bit later on for
Oh,
Nikki.
I love Rex. Hey Rex, we
Hey,
miss you.
Rex. Yeah, we miss you. He's way out there in South Carolina now. My God, Rex is
Yep, living the
a
dream.
Carolina dude, man. I tell you. All right, guys, we're going to commercial. We'll come back. We'll see you guys. Stay with us. We got more.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean, right now to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Yay.
Hello, Jobfather Nation. Welcome back for the second half of the Jobfather. We are so excited to be back with you. And just a reminder that NTX Radio is a radio and podcast collective proudly serving all of North Texas and can be seen and heard all over the world on the TuneIn Radio app as well as the NTX Radio app. And you can listen to us via all your standard platforms, Android, Apple CarPlay, Alexa, Google, you name it. Just check out our lineup and more at ntxradio.com. And we thank our valued partners for helping us amplify the voices of North Texas. Well, we're excited to have Nikki Duncan back on as we continue to explore value proposition, how you set yourself apart when you are in the job search or in any area of your life, and how you deliver and communicate your value to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve. So welcome back, Nikki. We're so glad you're here. Usually, though, before we jump into that, Foster usually has another dad joke.
I got another dad joke, but a funny thing happened. This is part of the dad joke. At right before we came back on, everybody probably saw the lady that was sitting there with her sign trying to get a ride. The trucks were passing by and she was sitting on her suitcase and all that. And Matt asked me, "Is that Dana Foster? Was that Dana sitting out there beside the road?" I said, "No." I said, a few months ago when she got laid off, she might have thought about that, but no, that was her. Matt thought that was you out there. Oh, that's cool.
That's hilarious. Thank God, no.
I want you guys to put on your thinking caps. All right.
Yes.
So, a vampire needs a dog. What kind of dog is he gonna choose? What's his favorite? What's a vampire's favorite kind
Bloodhound.
of dog? I
Bloodhound.
love it. I knew you were gonna get it.
Doggone it. That was good.
I knew you were gonna get it, Maz. Oh my God. Maz either saw that joke before or she's smart and used her brain.
No, that is a really good, good answer. She got that fast.
She was fast with that one, yeah.
She got that one fast. I thought that was cute since we just went through Halloween. So anyway, Nikki, I hope you could have heard me rambling. Me and Dana, we like to ramble.
I heard all of it. Can I tell you how long it's been since I've been put in timeout?
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know who put you in timeout. My God, I didn't do
I've been put in timeout for so long.
Me and Dana didn't do it. Mez didn't do it. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes we got to check on Mez, but anyway. But we just need to make sense. I'm going to say something. I'm going to shut up and go. So guys, I drive a Corvette, right? It's an older one. And you know what? If something happens with my Corvette and I need a mechanic, I may look at a lot of mechanics' resumes or things like that. But you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking to see if anybody's ever worked on a Corvette. You may have been a mechanic for years and years and years, but you know what? If you share with me that you worked on a Corvette, especially an '08 Corvette, then you know what? you can probably be the first person that I call and talk to. So, guys, this is the thought pattern that we have. Are we meeting and matching and communicating to these hiring managers, to these recruiters? Listen, I've been there. I'm the one. Let's talk. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Go, Nikki.
Right.
I love it.
Go, Nikki. I don't even remember where we're at now between the jokes and everything else.
Well, when we right before we accidentally lost you was just it took you a little time. You did a little
Yeah.
self-investment in trying to figure out what you wanted to align your values. And so we
Yeah.
your
worked through
process.
that
Yeah.
by the end of the first half. So we were talking about what is a value proposition, why it's important, but I think we need to give actionable items.
On how to get there.
How do they get there? And what are they doing? How are they, is this in their resume? Is this in their interviews? All of those types of things.
I mean, I read a book, What Color is Your Parachute? And there's a whole bunch of
yeah.
exercises at the end of that book that were great, and they got me started. I found those exercises very challenging to do because I think I was overthinking it and I was just making it so hard. But then I attended an online workshop, and there was one piece of advice over 3 days of a workshop, one piece of advice that just really leapt out at me. And he was specifically talking about writing your resume. And I just kind of took it and expanded on it. And his advice was stop trying to write your resume. Instead, open something like a Word document and write your career story. He said, just start out your first sentences. My first day on my first job, I did X, I accomplished this, I enjoyed this, whatever. And you write everything that you can think of for every job you've had. And he says, once you've got that written,
Shows relevance.
yes. Well, and sometimes there are things that show relevance that we don't think about. And he said, just write everything you can think of that you've ever done. And don't worry about formatting or typos or spelling or any of that. None of that matters. Just write anything and everything that comes to mind. And if I was writing about, one job, and I had the same job for more than 25 years. So there was a long time in that job. So, but there were things that I did on the side of that job. And so while I was writing, if I had, written something up top and then, and I'm still writing and then something pops into my head, oh, I also did this. I would in my career story just write, oh, and while I was at that place, I also did this. Oh, and I worked on this other job on the side. Oh, and I did this. There was a lot of oh, ands in my quote career story, right? And I just dumped it all in just a major dump. And then once that was finished, then I started putting it into AI and using AI to ask me questions to help extract my metrics and things that could be measured, my measurable impact, and identify my common themes and things like that. And as I was going to school, Dana, you mentioned, I think it was you, Dana, that you mentioned taking classes and doing classes to upskill and learn more about yourself. Well, one of the things I did after I lost my job was I went back to school, and I have completed 3.5 years of a bachelor's degree in 11 months.
That's amazing.
It was hard, but part of that was writing journals. I had to write extensive journals based on life experience to get college credit for them. And I took those journals and I added those journals into my career story. And things like being a parent has lessons in leadership that connect. And so originally, Foster, you said that, our story needs to be relevant. How many of us think that being a parent is relevant to our work experience? On the surface, probably not many. But when I was writing that journal for college credit, the lessons in teaching my girls to overcome different hardships and things connects very closely to leadership. Another journal I wrote was about when I was a teenager. and I trained a horse that came into the barn with a note that said, "Don't let anybody ride this horse, he'll kill them." I wanted a horse. That's the horse they sold me.
Somebody stuck that note on that horse.
I've been there. I've been there. Nikki, you're my
right.
sister. Yes.
Yes. They're like, "Don't let this horse will kill anybody who rides him." So we had to start over, and my mom and I did it together, but we had to train him from the ground up. And what that horse taught me, I mean, he was probably one of my first lessons in how to earn and gain trust. And as a leader in operations or whatever we're doing, you have to have the trust of the people you're working with. In this case, it was a 1,000-pound animal that could kill me. And if I could win the trust of a 1,000-pound animal who's afraid of everything and, just wants to kill everybody,
It was a
I should be able to.
thoroughbred.
No, he was a purebred Arabian. He was lovely.
Yeah.
We went on to win a lot of awards, including being 11th in the nation. That's a whole other story, though.
Oh, now, wow.
That's
No, I'm a
awesome.
horse guy. You got my attention when you're talking about
Yeah.
horses.
So I competed him, and he won me a scholarship to college. That's a whole other story that didn't work out. But I did win a scholarship riding him.
Oh my God, your horse put you through college, huh?
Well, he should have.
Yeah.
He should have. But that was a whole other thing. I was the very first recipient of it was a new scholarship program. I was the first recipient ever. And they paid for one semester, and then they couldn't quite figure out how to pay the second semester because now I had to prove my GPA and all of that stuff. They wouldn't accept records from me. The school wouldn't send records directly to them. So they ended up just not paying, which is why I got to finish my degree this last year.
That is awesome. I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
real quick, Nikki. I have a question for Dana and Foster because you guys are recruiting gurus. So I love the journaling. I love the relevant information. How much do recruiters use soft skills and the life experience when we're trying to be so oriented on getting a qualified candidate? Does that make sense? What I'm asking, like, how much do you take into account?
If it makes sense and is relevant, you're going to hold my attention now. Understand that Dana and I and other recruiters have a lot of information we need to go through. There's a lot of things we need to read. So we're looking for something to hold our attention to what you're talking about. So that relevance is very important. Nikki says, I put it all down there and then I go through, I get AI to help me make the thing relevant. Bring out metrics, all that kind of stuff. Those are things that are going to get our attention because those are the things that we're going to, as recruiters, Maz, those are the things that we're going to share with our hiring managers because our hiring managers have already let us know, I want to see this. I'm this kind of person. You got a relationship with me and you know me, Foster. I'm going to trust that you know that I need to talk to this Nikki Duncan chick.
Yeah. Well, and the story of the horse, that is not on my resume. And it is likely to never come up in a job interview unless I happen to see a picture of the horse in their background or whatever, right? It's likely never to come up. But the lessons I learned from the horse, it goes with that common theme of things that I bring to every table. And it goes to my value proposition. I mean, one of the things that is most important to me is taking the time to earn the trust of the people I'm working with.
Okay, you made me think of something, Nikki. You're looking at whoever's profile that you're going to be interviewing with. What if you look on there and see that they're equestrian related? What if you see that they spend a lot of time with horses? A lot of times people put their hobbies and things on their LinkedIn. So what if you see that? I'm going to suggest to a lot of job seekers that you check out I wish Patty Bashy was with us. She was on with Dana and I last year talking about this software called Crystal Knows. And it teaches you how you can glean things out of the LinkedIn profile of the person that you're going to be interviewing with, you can find out about where to go. Because you know what? If I'm interviewing Nikki and Nikki tells me about horses, hey, Nikki won, I'm one. You got me.
Yeah.
Because Nat and I have 7, 8 horses now. And then a friend of mine just bought a Belgian draft. Can you believe that, Nikki? He spent $93,000 for this Belgian draft. Oh my God. Anyway, see what's
Yeah.
happening. See, Nikki and I can talk about that because we have a
Yeah.
communication. We have a connection point there, guys. That connection point, if there's one, should be part of your value proposition as you're talking to
Right.
somebody. You want to get their attention. Okay. I'm
Well,
gonna
and
shut
I do things like, and that value proposition also feeds into my, the very first question that we're almost always asked in a job interview, tell me about yourself. I had done research,
Yes.
like you're saying, Foster, done my research on this person I was interviewing with. And I happened to know that she is a middle child. I'm a middle child. She's a middle child. So in my tell me about yourself, and I said, well, I was raised in the middle, and this is, and this is how I was brought up, and this is what I've accomplished in my career. And she's like, oh my gosh, I was a middle child. I'm a middle child too. And so we bonded over being middle kids, because that's a whole thing. If you're a middle child, that's a whole thing. And so that's it. And if I know that they are a horse person, then I would put something like being an equestrian, I have learned, and then I would connect that to my job experience.
Right. Right.
And how does being an equestrian? And now I have automatically tied into something that matters to them. I have touched on that affinity point. If they cook and bake a lot, I might tie into the fact that I cook from scratch. And I do a lot of recipe creation and scratch cooking because my husband has all kinds of food allergies, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah, then there's
So
that. Remember my phone
that's
number.
another affinity point, right? So yeah, I absolutely look at profiles, but I don't just stop at LinkedIn profiles. I go and look for them on Facebook and Instagram and, anywhere and everywhere. If I was interviewing with Dana, I'm not just going to LinkedIn to look up Dana. I'm going to Google and I'm Googling her.
You're going to Google her up. Yeah.
And I am gently stalking Dana. To find
but
out
it makes sense.
what
It makes
makes her
sense.
tick.
Oh, I love
Right.
that. I'm using that. I am using that. I'm
The
gently
stalking?
stalking. I'm not
Gently stalking.
I like what Alice
using
Carrillo
that.
said. She said, I was once told that soft skills are considered, but I need to make sure that I present them in a way. Here we go. Present them in a way that puts me forth as a doer versus a feeler. Guys,
Right.
let me tell y'all something. We're all people, and we got some nerds like Foster that love to talk to you about all the nerdy stuff. Well, you know what? If I don't get along with you, if I don't connect with you as a person, we ain't gonna ride together. So, I don't care who it is. We got to connect somewhere. We're all people. Oh my God. The only thing wrong with corporate America is that people work there. So,
Yeah. Well, and if you,
That was
and
actually good.
funny. And it's the same thing with the Clifton strengths, right? We talk a lot about Clifton strengths, and have you
Right.
taken the strengths, and what are your top 5? Those top 5, well, okay, all of them, right? Those are all essentially soft skills. But how do we connect the soft skills to our hard skills? And like Alice says, become a doer, not a feeler.
That's a good point. Yeah.
How do we connect those? Because they do. Our soft skills help us develop those hard skills that make us
There it
able
does.
to do the thing. And the soft skills also just help us be a little bit more self-aware about how we play and how we blend in with a team.
I want to shout out to my buddy Mindy Tobin. I know she's listening, and I'm thinking about conversations that I have with that Mindy and I have when I'm talking about all this connecting and stuff, because that is a part of it. If you are a person and you got hands and arms and face and big nose like me, big head, all that kind of stuff.
You said big nose. Now,
but,
come on, Foster.
Some people do. Anyway, I went to New York. No, I'm kidding. So, guys, we're all, what do they call us? Well, we're humans, but they call us Homo erectus, whatever. I try to be nerdy and think of all the
I
scientific terms.
mean, that gets a little cray cray.
No, my goodness. Yeah, I'm cray cray. I have fun. I'm getting older. It's fun. And you know what? We connect on that basis. We're still people. I love AI. I love the technology that we have to help us do things. But you guys know that technology is a tool, it's not a person. There's a certain way, there's a certain thing that connects with Nikki Duncan if you're trying to get her attention. Those are the things that we need to incorporate into these job when we get my God, if you're going to talk to somebody in a company about something you're excited about, you're excited to start with, but can I connect with that hiring manager, especially if that's going to be my boss? I want you to hire me.
Right. Yeah. So that's how I found my value proposition. And once I found that, and once I really figured out who I am and what I want, it absolutely transformed my job search. I'm no longer spraying and praying and just applying to
Oh
any and
yeah.
every job. Just, oh, hey, my skills match. I'm just going to apply because I'm, in a desperate spot.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
the other thing that happened is not only did I get more direct and targeted with the jobs I applied to, but you know what? Suddenly I stopped getting ghosted as much.
Really?
Oh,
That's
okay.
Yeah,
awesome to know.
because
That's
I get
interesting.
more interviews because I'm more strategic with it. I get more interviews, and I get most of the times when I interview with someone, even when I don't get the job, they have said to me, I love you. You're awesome. Let's connect on LinkedIn, or here's my personal cell phone number. I want to stay connected with you. And these
Absolutely,
are,
and that's important. I'm so
yeah,
glad you brought that up because even if you don't get the job, if you're able to make that connection with somebody, it is so important. Like you can help a friend out, you can help your family out eventually. And it's amazing how many times I've referred to people that I didn't get the job, like you just said.
yeah,
It's like, and they're perfect. They've been there for years and years with this company. But if I didn't have that connection or that open mentality, because
There you
everybody
go.
wants me, 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 me. Open mentality means it may not be the best fit for me, but I can probably help somebody else down the line and it will come full time, like 10 times. What was the Bible say? You sow a seed and you'll get 10 times the
Yep.
reward.
Mhm.
right. Well, and one of those people that I connected with, she's a global head of talent acquisition at a company. And I applied for the job, didn't get the job. I didn't even officially get an interview for the job,
There you
but
go.
she and I connected, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I love you." And she has challenged me to do some other things beyond the job search that I'm actually working on because she was right. I needed to do it. And so I'm working on that. But in the meantime, in a longer conversation with her, she said some things, and we're going to see who can spot the affinity points, right? She is a people connector. She is the child of a preacher,
Ooh.
Oh, I know that one well.
right?
Yeah.
So, like, she's saying all of these things. And the longer she talked, the more and more I thought about you, Foster. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I actually did a LinkedIn introduction between the two of you. I don't know if you ever connected.
Aw.
I think it was right before your health thing, so you probably didn't.
Tell me her
But
name. Remind,
Latanya,
remind me her name.
Latanya,
Latanya. I did connect with
Latanya, she is just lovely. She has this huge energy and personality,
Yeah,
and I thought,
yes,
oh my
ma'am.
gosh, she and Foster have to be in each other's lives, right? And I get nothing from that, but it's not about me. It's about Latanya and Foster in that moment, and I think that makes a big difference in our search too. If we can take the spotlight off of ourselves and put it on somebody else, not just our job search, our life and our professional careers. Just stop looking at yourself as much and think about what you can do for somebody else.
Now that's awesome because I remember now we just said I'm a PK, right? You will reap what you sow.
You
It's
do.
something that's what
Mhm.
my dad put in my head. You
Mhm.
help a bunch of other people. That's something that I did. You help a bunch of other people. Guess what? That's what you're gonna get in return. You're gonna get that respect in return. I respect people, and in return, I get respect.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so true. It really follows you. I mean, how you treat others does often impact how you're perceived, and then
Yeah.
it
Oh
can
boy, isn't it?
it
Yeah.
can impact how you're treated as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anita, I appreciate what you said. She says, I really love the job search. It's really a time that we need to take a look at who we are and what we bring. And thank you, Anita. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
I agree with Anita's statement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I always,
Well,
one of the funny things that has hit me in this job search is when she was 2, my niece made a joke in the house one day. I mean, she wasn't intending to joke, right? Anyway, a
Uh-oh.
dog got sick on the floor, and she's like, "Hey, Uncle Aaron, somebody got sick on the floor." And he's like, "Okay, we'll clean it up." She goes, "That's okay. Nikki, do it."
ew. Ew.
So it became this whole thing,
Oh,
right? In the family, we started joking about my niece being all, "Nikki, do it." And at work, everybody was like, "We need this done. Who can do it?" You know what? Nikki, do
Nikki.
it.
Nikki,
Nikki, do
do it.
it. And I started getting emails from people in the workplace that seriously, the subject matter would say, "Nikki, do it." And I'm like, "Are you
Aw,
kidding me?"
that's
You know,
so
That's
You have a
good.
cute.
hashtag.
I do.
That's
I have
good.
my own hashtag Nikki, do it.
I
But
love it.
it just goes with leading service first, right? Service of
Right.
others first.
Yeah.
Nikki, do it. And that's just kind of where I've always come from. And I thought it was
How
funny. I
old
mean,
is she, Nick?
she is in 6th grade now.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So
Do you,
how
did
old?
you
I don't
guys
know how
We
old
already
that
let,
makes
only
did
have
you
her.
a
teach
few
her
minutes
that?
left. We have a
Yeah.
few
She's
minutes
probably
left,
about
and
11.
I want to make sure. Go ahead.
No, I was just trying to zero in on her age.
I think she's
Oh,
like 12 or
Yeah.
13.
Oh, if
Something
I
like
ever
But
meet
we
her,
have a
I'm gonna
few
say,
more
Nikki,
minutes
do it.
for Nikki to shine as bright as she can possibly shine. So, Nikki,
She's pretty
how can
bright.
we get in contact with you?
Yes.
yes.
How can we get your message? Hashtag Nikki do it. Everybody put in the comments, hashtag Nikki do it. We can do it. Nikki do it.
Hashtag Nikki, do it.
Oh
Nikki's in
no.
job search, y'all.
Yep, I am.
Nikki Duncan, guys,
Have a great week, everybody.
DUNCAN.
Bye, y'all. Thanks,
Thank
Nikki.
you.
Thanks,
Thank
Meg.
you.
Grandview to Godly, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for